Hey there, and welcome to Tupperware. We are so beyond excited to have you giving this journey a try. Well, guess what? We have just gotten your kit in and we've gotten the products open, and so now I want to walk you through and just do mini demonstrations on the products. And so what I want you to do is I want you to open that box if you haven't already. So I'm going to go ahead and let you do that. And while you're doing that, let me just quickly introduce who I am. My name is Heidi Cole, and I am the business leader for the amazing and the best team out there in the US and Canada, and that is Shazam Enterprises. I have been in Tupperware a little over 18 years. I've been in direct sales for about 25 years. Shazam has been tops in the nation over the course of the last 13 years, which is extremely exciting, and in the top 12 last year. So you have joined one of the best teams, and obviously the most amazing company there is with Tupperware. So, got that kit opened? I hope so, because again, we're going to go through and we're going to play with some products, because my job, my mission, my passion is to help women become bolder, brighter, and better than you were yesterday. Well, guess what? By doing that, it helps build confidence, and building confidence comes from knowing your products. That's one small little step. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. And again, we're going to go through your product. I'm not going to go through all the paperwork, so make sure you reach out to your uplines and your directors to go through that paperwork if you've got any questions. One thing that I would highly recommend with all of your paperwork, anything that you're going to put into your customers' hands, make sure your name and information is on the back of it. At least your name and your phone number and your main point of contact, if that's an email, a Facebook, right? Make sure that that information is on there. That includes your order forms, your catalog, your sales flyers that you got in there, as well as you should have also gotten a "Where Will the Party Take You?" that's got a picture of our amazing business kit opportunity. Make sure that your name is on all of that information. So how do you do that? You want to make sure that you print labels or get a stamper and put that material or that information on there. I personally like labels, just because with the really shimmery, like your flyers and catalogs, the stamper smears if you don't let it dry. But again, total preference, and just wanted to give you some tips and recommendations on that. Because why do we want to do that? Obviously, anybody you hand information to, you want to make sure that they're contacting you to place an order or join your team or data party with, right? Or fundraisers. Whereas if your information isn't on there, you just planted the seed of them wanting to date a party, join the business, or place an order, and they're going to then contact Tupperware more than likely to find out who the closest consultant is to that area. Okay, so those are just some little tips, and your uplines and directors will certainly give you way more tips and ideas and information on best use and stuff of your paperwork, okay? And getting the word out there that you've started your own Tupperware business. So this one today, again, is all about diving into your product, and let's help you get up and running in your Tupperware business. So first, I'm just gonna grab a product and I'm just gonna, like I said, do mini demonstrations with it for you. So, your modular mate. You might have grown up with these. You might not have any idea what they are. These are actually a product that we call Legos for ladies. And they were actually designed off of Legos. And that is to help kind of play around with them, right, in our cupboards, to see how we can gain the most amount of space, put the most amount of product into our space that we do have provided. And so these actually gain your customers and yourselves 60% more space. So we've got 4 different sizes. We have rectangles and we have super ovals. Those two in particular go from front to back of a standard size cupboard. So nothing sits in front of them, nothing sits behind them. So nothing gets lost. So these are great for flour, sugars, brown sugars, potato chips, anything that you want to go ahead and majorly scoop out, right? And again, take up from front to back in a standard size cupboard. This one here is a Rec 2. How do you know that? Well, number one, it's got numbers on the bottom. So we'll have a number 1 through 5 dependent on what material or what container you have. So our other two sizes are rectangles and ovals. Okay, so this one has, and let's see if you can see that. Okay, it has right here a rectangle around a number 2, meaning, excuse me, that it's too high. So if I were to cut this in half, that would be a Rec 1. So it's too high of containers, right? And it's telling you, oh, it's a rectangle. So that makes it super duper duper simple. So again, flour, brown sugar, potato chips. We like to put Oreo cookies in here, Ritz crackers, depending on if you like to dump them right on out of the container. So very, very versatile. If you go into your back office, there will be lots of tips and ideas on your modular mates, as well as asking your directors and uplines. Okay, the next thing is, so again, modular mates gained your customer 60% more space. Get these right away, play with them. You will fall in love with them. They preserve your staples. Your staples are your items in your pantry, like your flours, your sugars, your rice, those types of things. We actually call those staples into our pantries and cupboards. Okay, next, well, I'm going to save that one. Next, you will have gotten your impressions bowls. We have an entire impressions line in your catalog, so make sure you go check that out, find out what page it's on, and check it out. So what's so nice about the impressions bowls? Well, a variety of different things. Number one, I'm just making some space here. Number one, they're just fun colors, right? They're fun colors. They're great for entertaining. So let's walk you through some fabs. And what is a fab? Features and benefits. Those are things that you want to share with your customers. Okay, what are the features for them? So feature is it's got a large tab, so it's easy to grab. Another feature is it's smooth on the inside. So these bowls are not designed for mixing with a hand mixer, right? Because it will scrape up the inside of the bowl, because again, it's a smooth surface. Great for spatulas and things like that to go ahead and get things mixed up. So that's a tip. All right. Another feature and benefit is there's this round circle in the center of the seal, which can be utilized as a pedestal with your bowls. And you might go, okay. So the benefit in my world is when people are helping clean up, they can't use the excuse that they don't know what seal goes to what bowl. Number one, it's color coded, and number two, it's right underneath the bowl, right? So it makes cleanup a breeze, and people actually help. So what are some things that are also a benefit and a feature is these 3 bowls nest inside of one another with the seals. Seals are for Tupperware, lids are for toilets, just remember that. Another thing with round and flat seals are liquid tight, airtight. Okay, and so I'm going to show you some different tips. So first let's show you how they all nest with the seals in there. So they really only have to find a place for one bowl if they're not using them all. Okay, so that's a nice feature, and a benefit is that it saves some space. Okay, so flat round seals, liquid tight, airtight, remember that because that's a tip you'll want to share at your parties. Smooth surfaces. Okay, now let me show you really quick on how do you open and close these, which you think, well, I need a bowl, right? For you to put it on, take it up. That's not always the case. So one thing I like to teach with these round seals are you put them on, right, and kind of putting it towards the back, and I walk my hand around it. And did you hear it? So, and when I take it off, what I do is I just press the palm of my hand in the center of it. I don't have to put a lot of pressure on it, and then I lift up to make it extremely, extremely simple and easy. So again, walk it on, around, and pull it off. So sometimes people love these containers, sometimes they don't. They typically don't if they're not taking the seals off and on the right way. And that's how you can teach them and you become the expert, okay? So a lot of times people just try and pull this tab, right? And it's a lot more challenging or things splatter all over. So again, walk it around and take it off, okay? So that's your impressions line. Next, we have got our quick shake container. Quick shake container is absolutely amazing. Number one, you can go ahead and use it individually, especially since camping season is coming up. What's great without the little blender is you can go ahead and fit 13 eggs in here, crack them, put 13 eggs in there. So what's nice is you open the cap and you will, what they call dollop, pour them out. They'll come out one egg at a time and the yolks won't crack, okay? But that's great for, again, campers, because they can get a dirty dozen eggs in here and it doesn't take up a whole lot of space for them. So they can do fried eggs. But now let's say towards the end of the weekend, they want to do scrambled eggs. They still got eggs left. You're going to put the blender in, okay? And you put it to where this little tab or this little knob is downward, okay? What I'm going to do is there's actually little grooves in here. So you want to make sure that the grooves, you'll feel them actually line up and you just twist that on, okay? And then you go ahead and shake them up. So these give you great scrambled eggs. They're light and fluffy. You can do protein shakes. You can mix up marinades. People do pudding in here. Never, ever, 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 ever put carbonated beverages in here or hot liquids because you will have a volcano explosion. This does measure up to 2.5 cups, so it's got the writing right on side of there. Dishwasher safe, which is absolutely fabulous. And again, super duper easy and an absolutely amazing tool that people will use in their kitchen all the time, and they honestly need like 2 or 3 of those. Okay, next we have got our measuring cups. What's so special about our measuring cups? Number one, they are designed for right-handed and left-handed users, which is fabulous, right? They don't need a set for a right-handed person and a set for a left-handed person. They are also etched. The measurement is, I don't know if you can see that, but the measurement is actually etched into the handle. So it's not a lasered print where it's going to come off. Okay, so that's a nice feature. They all nest inside one another. That's a benefit, saves them space. Okay, there are 2 additional measuring cups in here, a 2/3 and a 3/4. So typically in the stores, people can only find 4 measuring cups. And it's a 1/4, a 1/3, a 1/2, and a cup. But how many times do we use a 2/3 and a 3/4? A lot. Okay, so Tupperware is brilliant, and they gave that to us and our customers. The other thing that we were taught to do years ago is you don't measure liquids with dry measurements, right? Measuring cups, don't know. Yes, you can. So this is designed for dry and liquid. Years ago, Good Housekeeping actually rated Tupperware as measuring cups and measuring spoons to be the most accurate measuring tools out there on the market. So that is a also huge feature and perk that you can share with your customers. So there's our measuring cups. Measuring spoons. What I love about these is, again, you've got the 1/8, you've got the 1/4, the 1/2, the 1 teaspoon, the 1/2 a tablespoon, and the tablespoon. I don't know if you noticed this, there's no ring, okay? So whatever, I don't have to wash them all if they're not all dirty, okay? Beautiful thing. They snap, they lock in and snap, okay? So here we go. I can go ahead, you can get everything pre-measured, set it all right. I don't know if you can see that, right? Get it all set up, lined up for whatever you're baking, whatever you're needing, and you don't have to worry about things tipping over or wobbling around, okay? So again, you only need to wash what you have actually dirtied. They lock in place, and you can go through and get everything pre-measured. Beautiful time saver. Next, let's go ahead. We have got our breakfast maker. Oh my goodness. Remember how we talked about shaking these up for scrambled eggs? Well, you could go ahead, mix this up, pour it in here into our breakfast maker for omelets. Okay, you can do a 2 to 3 egg omelet in your breakfast maker. Pour the omelet in here with the toppings, not the cheese. This is a very soft material, so the cheese will actually pit the breakfast maker. Not that it hurts anything, it just does not look pretty. And people like to keep their product nice looking, so make sure you definitely tell your customers that. So you would go ahead, mix in your vegetables and your meat and stuff like that. Put the cover on. The cover is vented. Now this is a cover because it doesn't actually seal on, and it's got vents. Okay, it's got little vents right here. But what that will actually do is it allows the steam to come out, okay, so that nothing's going to pop off. So your omelet is done in about 2 to 3 minutes. And then once it's finished, it will pull away from the sides. You don't need oil or anything added to this, which again, a beautiful thing. So then once that's finished, sprinkle on top your cheese down the center. I just put the cover back on there for about 30 seconds to a minute. And then when you're done and ready to go, you just simply eat it out of here if you want, or it literally will slide right on out onto a plate, making it super simple. What are some other things that are really nice about the breakfast maker is you can do, it does have inserts that you can do poached eggs, which again, a nice alternative. You can do a brownie with cocoa mix in about 60 seconds. You can do grand cinnamon rolls in here. You could get a couple of those in here. Oatmeal, okay, another fabulous simple one. It will also do French toast. So the list is on and on for the breakfast maker. So what's nice about it, the features, it's got actually cool touch sides. They actually kind of bow out, and these remain cool to the touch. So when customers take it out of the microwave or ourselves, we don't need a hot pad or a towel, which again is a beautiful thing. Now just remind your clients that the cover is just that. It's not a seal, and it's not going to be the most safe or economical for, not economical, most safe for transporting. Okay, so again, just kind of make your clients and customers aware of that. So that is your phenomenal breakfast maker. Where again, people need like however many people are in a household, get that, because again, it will be one of the most used pieces ever. All right, next, moving right along, we have got the Power Chef, right? Your Power Chef is one of those absolutely, positively amazing features, and I'll try and go through this extremely quick. So number one, it's got a grip down on the bottom here. When you get this, this will actually be in here, okay? It'll be in plastic, and it will be in the container. Take it out, okay? And you're gonna put it, okay, see those ridges? That you want to be on the base of your Quick Chef, okay? And so you're just gonna put it on there. So now it's locked in. So then when it is on a solid surface, it doesn't dance around and slide around, so it makes chopping and dicing easy. Next, you've got a tri-blade, okay? The tri-blade does come with a guard. This does need to come off when you put it into the container, okay? This is just to protect so that you don't cut yourself or others don't cut themselves, because these are surgical stainless steel, okay? So extremely sharp and high grade. Each pull of your handle, and I'll show you that here in a second. So let's just, yours should twist off really easy. Why mine's not, I'm not sure. So let's just put it on here quick, and let's see if that makes it a little bit easier. There we go. Okay, so that just twists off. So it twists off. So this is gonna go right on there. Okay, I don't use this one. This is truly my display. So one pull of your handle, okay, pulls those blades. It's like having 27 knives cut your food. So help your customers think about how fast prepping their food and their meals are going to go with this tool. And this is why every household needs a couple of these. So think about hash browns. Throw your hash brown or your potatoes in there, maybe with some onion, chop it up, okay, a few pulls, and boom, it's done. Think about fruit salsa, regular salsa. Throw the ingredients in there. I don't typically throw it past half, and then I chop it, and then I can add more into it, chop it again. So fruit pizzas, as long as they don't like chunks, right? These will be more like dices. Vegetable pizza, things for stews, Oreo cookies, Oreo balls. You can do an entire row of Oreo cookies in here. I want you to think about graham cracker crust. You can do your own homemade graham cracker crust in here. Phenomenal, right? We'll go ahead and throw some graham crackers in there with a little bit of cane sugar or raw sugar. We'll throw that in there and then top it up, right? And it gets like sawdust. You could go ahead and do things for your stews, which I think I said that before. Tuna salad, chicken salad. You can make your own chicken in one of our other Tupperware products, throw it in here, and then add in your eggs and your mayo and celery or whatever you add to it, right? Saving people money. They know what's in it, so now it's healthier and it's saving them time. And so prepping for food and meals and stuff is so much easier and so much faster since people are going in a variety of different directions. Another thing, I love to brown hamburger in our stack cooker, and then I throw the hamburger in here and chop it up, and it makes it so fine that it actually makes your hamburger go further, or ground turkey or ground chicken. I'll throw in taco meat in here, or I'm sorry, chicken taco meat in here and grind that up. Many demos that we'll do, but I wanted to kind of whet your taste buds. So again, go to your uplines and ask them, hey, Heidi talked about this thing on the kit training about this, right? And they'll help you with that. Next thing that is beautiful. So once you're done with these, don't put these into the dishwasher, okay? Stainless steel and dishwashing detergent do not go hand in hand, right? So hand wash those babies, wash them in hot soapy water, and then put them in the guard right away. Next, it has a whipper. So you're gonna put that whipper in there, you're gonna put it and twist this on, and you're literally just going to whip up. So if you want scrambled eggs, makes a great egg frittata. You can do your own homemade Cool Whip with heavy whipping cream, vanilla, and powdered sugar. It makes amazing cakes. If you're doing cake mixes or things that have more dry ingredient, you want to go ahead and add liquid in first. Okay, so I would put in maybe 1/4 or 1/2 cup of the liquid, depending on how much it's called for, and then add your dry, and then top it off with more liquid. Okay, that just helps the mixing process go a lot smoother for you. Meringues, homemade mayo. Okay, again, the list goes on and on and on. And I see a piece that I'm somehow missing. And that is a funnel. Yours comes with a funnel. And so what that funnel is for is sometimes recipes need liquids added as you're mixing them or at another time. Well, you might want to pre-measure stuff. So you're going to put your funnel in this little slot right here. And if you turn it one way, it will actually hold and contain your liquid in that funnel. If you turn it the other way, it actually releases it down into your recipe. Again, beautiful thing. If you don't need the funnel, there is this little silicone stopper that you go ahead and just put there, and it keeps it covered, and then food won't pop up through there as you're mixing things, okay? Then the last thing, oh, guacamole. Oh my goodness, we use this all the time for guac, right? And we use it the blades. And so lime and cilantro and jalapeno and onion and your tomatoes, right? Oh, so good. But lastly, I wanted to share with you is you can go ahead, get everything mixed up and chopped up. Take that out, and it comes with a seal. So now you can chop, mix, do all that stuff, and store it in here as well. Another beautiful feature. All right, so now another one is you can store the bulk of the stuff in here. If I had the funnel, that would also fit in here. Look at this. So now people can actually store all of their little tools that go with this right in here. So they don't have to worry about them getting lost. Another great feature. And then we just put the seal right on under it, and we put that into our cupboard or into your drawer and store it that way. All right, next we have got the Fridge Smart. Our Fridge Smart, oh my goodness. Okay, so some different features on these are There's so many. Okay, so first, it's got a nice large tab, right? So your customers, weaker wrists, arthritis, carpal tunnel, things like that, makes it easier to lift, okay? Very pliable silicone top, okay, to make it extremely doable to open for our customers. The next thing is it's got a vent on the top, okay? And so I call it like a sliding door, right? And there are 3 little circles that correspond to the 3 little circles on the front. So what do those mean? You'll see ones that are half colored, half open. Think of like a gas tank, okay? In your car, it will show like half full, right? It's kind of like that. Then you'll see one that's all colored in, so that's full. And then you'll have one that is not colored in, so it's empty, right? And so that tells you, so the half open one or half filled in one is, those are medium breathers. You might go, what? Fruits and veggies breathe just like people do. So they're medium breathers. They need some oxygen in there, okay? Not too much, but some. Then you'll have the ones that are colored in. Those are actually light breathers. They don't need a lot of oxygen. So those are your berries and things like that. And I'll give you some tips here in a little bit. And then the one that's wide open, those are heavy breathers. They need lots of air, lots of oxygen. Broccoli's one of those. So those are some features of the products. So how does it benefit them? These will actually save your customers so much money. An average family of 4 throws almost $2,500 a year away just on fresh fruits and vegetables, okay? So we're gonna help put more money into their pocket. Another feature are the wells inside the container. Fruits and vegetables create enough of their own moisture. They don't need anything added to it. And so that way the moisture goes down into those wells and they sit up above it, so they don't rot as quick. All right, so that's another nice feature. Benefit to them, they don't rot as quick, saves them money. Also, they will store and nest inside of one another. We've got a 4-piece set, so they definitely want to make sure that they work on building to that 4-piece set, because again, they'll need several of them if they eat fruits and veggies. So what are some things that are some tips? Number 1, another feature is that they can mix and match any fruit or vegetable that's in the same category. Okay, so if it's in the medium breather category, any of those fruits or veggies, they can put them all in here. So I could have tomatoes or lemons mixed in with cabbage. What? But the reason that works is because their gases don't mix. Yes, they actually have like these gases, so they don't mix. And so therefore they don't taste alike or smell alike. Beautiful thing. So what does that do? Saves your customers space, right? If they don't eat a lot of fruits and veggies, saves them space. Some other things that I share at the parties is that, oh my goodness, if they use that crisper drawer, right, that's supposed to regulate temperatures and stuff. Well, guess what? It doesn't really. And so I call those drawers casket drawers. Things go in alive, come out dead. A lot of times I'll have customers actually remove those crisper drawers, store those someplace else, and they put their fridge smarts in place of those drawers, so then these don't take up any extra shelf space. One final thing I'll share at this point in time is when they get these, a couple of things. Number 1, they're going to be, I still have to look stuff up, and we use pretty much repetitive stuff in our household, but I'm looking at the cartoon pictures, right? I'm looking at them. I'm going to set the vent towards the back of the container where there's no pictures. Why would I do that? Because as I'm looking at this, what it's doing is it's lining up the vents exactly as they are. So I've got half full, half full. So if I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, I'm putting peppers in here, it needs to be half full. Well, guess what? I just slide it over to the exact direction that it's in. Saves you some time going, what is that one? Ah. Also, when you put these into the fridge, you want the vent to the back of the fridge, because as that fridge door opens, guess what? That temperature changes, and it does help speed up the rotting process. So if the vents are to the back, that temperature control stays more consistent to the back of the fridge. So there's some little tips on your vent or fridge smarts. Sorry. I hope I was calling those the right thing the whole time. Okay, got a couple more things really quick. Your spatula is absolutely positively amazing. Everybody needs 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. So heat resistant up to 400 degrees. Silicone is pre-stained. So I don't care what kind of tomato base you put in here or put it in, it's not going to turn colors on you. Also, you can leave this on the top of the stove in the pan as you're browning hamburger or chickens or things like that, stirring eggs, and you can actually leave it in there and it's not going to ruin it, or the silicone or spatula portion is not going to become part of your dinner. Another major key. The handle is not stain resistant, but a little tip that you can suggest is that they rub this down the first time before they use it. They get it, they open it up, rub it down with like coconut oil or butter and let it set for a few hours, and then go ahead and wash it. What that will do is kind of put a protective seal coating on here to lessen the likelihood of it staining if any tomato base got onto the handle, okay? So another quick tip and feature is the silicone does come off, okay? So for cleaning, because these will get gross, right? So take those off on occasion, maybe every other time or once a month at least, depending on how much they use it, once a week, and they clean that really well, and then just kind of let that air dry. But another thing is this can also serve as a spatula, so like for spreading frostings on cakes or muffins or cupcakes and things like that, you can go ahead and use this as a spreader. So I shouldn't say necessarily a spatula, but as a spreader, okay? And then you just go ahead and store that right back on there. Lifetime guarantee. All of these products do. Our chopper has a 1 year, and that's because the blades are metal, okay? And that's distinguished in your catalogs with a Q. So if there's a Q behind the price in your catalog, that's a 1 year warranty, okay? And then lastly, okay, our knives. This is your chef knife. What I absolutely love about this brand, this line of knives, is they're very lightweight, but again, your stainless steel, this grade, is like a surgical steel, which is fabulous. Very, tip oriented. So what's nice is as you're chopping this, you actually use the power of the handle and it rocks back and forth, okay? Again, super light. The steel does go back here a little bit, so again, it makes it a little bit stronger. Lifetime guarantee on these babies. It has a sheath on here, which again is another beautiful thing. So as you store them in your drawers, you just put that right in the sheath, and it protects it so that nobody, gets cut or anything like that. Also, maybe you're traveling with these. Maybe you're going to, a family reunion or something, or Easter coming up. Or 4th of July, whatever holiday it is, you can go ahead and actually travel with these and not have to worry about what you're going to put it in, so that it doesn't go through that material and injure someone or ruin whatever you're storing it in. Okay, so this is your other piece that you get in your kit. You get the amazing kit bag. Okay, it's got nice large handles in here, lots of room, lots of extra goodies. And again, we're going through your major products that you got. So you'll want to go ahead and just store everything in there. Makes it easy, very professional, great quality bag that you can go ahead and get all of that information or product in there. So that is quick demonstrations on each of the products that you got in your kit. What I'm going to encourage you is to immediately go out there and schedule one practice party each week for the next 4 to 6 weeks, so that you get used to getting out there and sharing the products. Also, use these products in your home so that you get to know what you like and how they work, and then just get them cleaned up and take them to your, to your parties and to your events with your clients and with your customers. So here's to your success. Here's to you becoming confident and achieving the things that you're looking for from your Tupperware journey. So excited to have you on board, and I look forward to seeing you at the next event. Make sure you come up and introduce yourself. Bye.